Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is many a true and welcome back to Civilization 6 with Gathering Storm, because 2K were kind enough to fix me up with this a little bit early, and that means I get to bring it to you a little bit early too, which is flipping magnificent, and I have been looking forward to this one, because it adds some really interesting, fun new stuff that changes the game in all sorts of fascinating new ways. Let's just dive in, I'll explain as we go. So naturally, of course, I'll be bringing in all the new Gathering Storm leaders to this game, and I will say, I really like how some of the new leaders are really super specialised and act like no other leader would. I have a particular fondness for, the new Incan civilization that basically uses mountains that literally no one else uses for anything, and also get their own unique little tunnel system, so they can actually disappear into mountains and reappear on different mountains and teleport around like that, which no one else gets, which is really, really cool. And also Canada, of course, but then who doesn't flipping love Canada, who are, all about peace and the new diplomatic victories and get a whole bunch of new diplomatic favour and all sorts of cool stuff. They're very, very cool indeed. But I couldn't turn down my favourite of the new leaders for myself. And that's Mansa Musa of Mali, and oh, I love this guy. I absolutely love this guy. I always like playing Civ with a bit of a gold focus, but now I've actually got myself a gold focus leader. And I absolutely flipping adore him. He's amazing. If you don't know him, by the way, it's well worth doing some reading around the Empire of Mali. Fascinating empire. Really fun. And this guy has, well, okay, it's really hard to say who is the richest man that ever lived. Because, people generally mention the richest of the Romans and the richest of the Persians. But yeah, this guy, leader of Mali, definitely has a strong claim to it as well. Because he had a lot of flipping gold in his day, which is why pretty much 100% of his abilities are targeted exclusively at generating all the gold in the world. I love him. Let's dive in. Now this'll do. This'll do very, very nicely indeed, in fact. Because, Mansa Musa's got some really interesting stuff about him. In particular, he gets bonuses for settling close by to desert tiles. But desert tiles aren't very good. So you don't want him to be, like, right in the middle of a desert, but right on the edge of a desert. That would flipping do the job perfectly. So let's just move him. I'll sacrifice a turn to actually move over here. And, well, we've got ourselves a natural wonder. That's bloody convenient. Oh yeah, this was just clearly meant to flipping be with a natural wonder right there inside of my starting city. Spot on. Right, let's just begin exploring with my warrior, see what else can figure out here. We'll have some nice rice coming into the empire. Bunch of useful goods floating around here. Spot on. And with all this lovely copper and silver and stone nearby, I think we want to be, getting some mining going on, please. Oh, something really fun on the tech tree, by the way. It no longer just ends in repeatable future tech. These days, there's a bunch of unrevealed, super awesome mega techs, and they're kind of randomly shuffled. You don't really know what they're going to be. So I've read in a little document that came with this that, one of them might be like a city you can build that just sits on top of the ocean. So that's kind of cool, but apparently it's all a bit shuffled around. You don't know exactly what it's going to be each game. Yes, indeed, this seems like the perfect little spot to put down my first city, because yes, indeed, Mansa Musa gains +1 food and +1 faith for every desert tile and desert hill nearby. 3 of them will be very, very nice indeed. Let's get that settled. Now, this is what I really love about Gathering Storm, by the way. Once upon a time, you just pretty much always want to settle by a river, because a river was, bonus housing. Yay, rivers are good. But if I actually settle this city right now, the citizens of Niani adjust their new home and keep a wary eye on the nearby river. Rivers aren't fundamentally good anymore. Because the big thing about Gathering Storm is there's going to be all sorts of natural and weather-related events. So that river might flood, and that flooding might cause problems. But the flooding might also lead to positive things, like increased fertility, because of course floodplains are often the most fertile places going, which is why, of course, ancient Egypt could be the breadbasket for the Mediterranean, because of the flooded areas around the Nile. It's very, very fascinating indeed. But it means there's a lot more choices to make now. So something that you might have just done without thinking in Civilization 6 when it first came out, or in Rise and Fall, you've now got to think about. There's a lot more choices and consequences. Also, let's just head over here. We've got ourselves a village, and okay, we'll need to make it over there next turn. There's one particular thing I'd like to get out of that village, because Mansa Musa is interesting. Very, very interesting indeed, which is if we go over to his production, it is catastrophically slow. He gains minus 30% production to literally everything. Any building, any unit, it's just 30% down. He offsets that meanwhile by being able to buy things with gold, but at the beginning of the game you don't really have enough gold to buy anything, so it's a bit of a slow start. This is why I needed the desert start, because to offset my low production I need more people, and right now, yeah, plus 7 food, I'm actually gaining a new pop in only 3 turns, which is actually very, very fast indeed. That's a good little starting point for me, so I'm going to offset my low production by having more people working in production. Not a huge amount of high production tiles around here. This stone will do for the time being. Yeah, we'll need to sort that out. You're probably thinking, John, don't worry, as soon as mining's done, you can just slap some mines down. No, he also gets less production than normal from mines, but tons of extra gold. That's what we need. We need our first builder so we can get some mines down as soon as mining's done, which is why I'd really love to get a free builder out of this village. If I get that, I will, well, I'll have struck gold as Mansa Musa, really. For the moment, though, yeah, let's go for the classic scout. That's absolutely fine. And give me that builder! And the answer is no, plus 40 gold, which for me is very little. I'll be making plus 40 gold in no time at all. Little flipping do. Yeah, let's just actually follow this river. Ah, the river starts there. Yeah, if I follow the river down, and let's just see what we've actually got going on along this river. Because I do want to settle on rivers anyway. The bonus housing's worth it, even if there is a bit of a risk of flooding. Actually, you know what? Let's just loop this way, around here. Because, yeah, I wouldn't mind looping round. Don't let my warrior get too far away from my city in case there's barbarians nearby. And there's another river over here. In fact, actually, this river has got a ton of food on it. Yeah, we'll actually grow into that with Niani pretty quickly. So that's not a huge issue. And there we go, straight up to population 2 and only 5 turns to population 3. So very, very nice indeed. Speak of the devil, we've already got our first barbarian scout way up here. He's a long way from me though, I'm not worried about him just yet. But if we can, I'll pick him off so he doesn't actually go home and activate any barbarian friends. And here we go, this looks like a nice little direction for some expansion. We got ourselves wine just around the corner on the other river. Nice area with some nearby deserts for some nice early faith and food coming in. New village around there, plenty of rock. Yeah, that plus 2 production tile for Mansa Musa is pretty important. Plenty of new wonders floating around as well, including a super early wonder. If you want to actually take pottery first, that actually opens up the Great Bath. So yeah, in the event that you actually settle along a river and you're worried about it flooding a lot, the Great Bath means that anything along that river can't actually be damaged by floods, because yeah, floods can actually damage tiles the same way as if it had just been ransacked, for example. And yeah, you also gain bonus faith every time it happens, because people believe in the religion you've set up more if their god keeps flooding their town for some reason. I'm sure it's all fine. But you know what? I'm going to head in towards astrology next up because, yeah, Mansa Musa is not just about gold. He's mostly about gold. He's also a little bit about faith. Because you can actually use faith to buy a lot of good stuff. So me getting a nice early religion in would not hurt. And actually, you know what? Just because of the bonus faith I've got off these desert tiles, I'm probably the first person to be allowed to choose a pantheon. Mansa Musa will get his pick of the initial beliefs, which is very, very nice indeed. So desert folklore is certainly tempting. You're always going to be wanting to be vaguely close to being just on the edge of a desert, if not quite in the middle of it. Alternatively, of course, you could just try and offset his penalties in production by going for, say, God of Craftsman or God of the Forge, but I think I'm okay, actually. Rather than trying to offset that, I'm probably just going to try and lean in and embrace what I'm good at, which is, yeah, desert folklore. So holy sites gain +1 faith for adjacent desert tiles. I'm always going to have desert floating nearby. You can't build farms or whatever on it, so I may as well use up those desert slots for bonus faith, which I can use to buy buildings inside my commercial district. Very, very useful indeed. So found that pantheon, spot on. And there's my scout. Good. So he can start heading south meanwhile, and oh my flipping goodness. Oh, this is just what Mansa Musa wants to see. All of the things that already produce a ton of gold. Oh, we are going to be rich. We are going to be so flipping rich. And what are you going to provide me, little village? And the answer is, okay, progress towards archery. I'll take it, I suppose. Now, where did that... Ah, hello. You're a free city. That's mildly surprising. I didn't think those were allowed to spawn at the beginning of the game, but okay, there's just a free city here for some reason. Oh, never mind, sorry, you're just a military type city-state. Sorry, I thought you were a free city, because I swear they use the same colour scheme. Oh, that's fine then. So what do you actually want me to do, my good man? Train a galley, unfortunately, which I won't be doing anytime soon, because I'm next to a river, so you can't, like... Okay, just because you're next to the sea doesn't mean everybody's next to the sea a card. Still, if I do actually have to produce units, that will actually help out a little bit. So, not the worst thing in the world in case the barbarians come knocking. This is where MacLeod starts getting really interesting, by the way, because where do you want to put your people? Because right now, they're trying to encourage growth as fast as they can, but I've got a couple of underutilized gold things going on down here. So I think I'm actually going to turn off, yeah, one of these in favor of over here. It actually doesn't really matter which one of those is on, doesn't matter. So yeah, that actually gets me plus 2 gold. So that's up to plus 7 gold. That'll get me up to 200 pretty quickly. And 200 is what I need to build my first builder if I just purchase it with gold. So let's leave that right there for the time being. And as for actual construction, get a settler underway. 19 turns for a flipping settler. Okay, that's not so bad. That's not so bad because in the not too distant future, I'll be able to get a builder out. Then we can start significantly boosting the rate at which we're getting in gold. Then I can start buying more things. It's a bit of a slow start for MacLeod, but once you just get a little bit of gold in, oh, it starts snowballing. It's sexy. Alright, very convenient timing. Code of Laws is done. I mean, I can make myself a bit tougher against those barbarians. And, ooh, production or faith in gold up? Question is, which one of those do I want more right now? I will take... Oh, that's flipping difficult when your man's a Musa. I'll take the production for now, at least, but I'll probably change that out in the not-too-distant future. Right. Problem. 2 barbarians have shown up simultaneously. Possibly meaning there's a significant risk of more barbarians showing up. Yeah, in the not-too-distant future. Probably we need to start looking at that pretty flippin' urgently. We do, however, have Leventa over here. Okay, lads. Do we know where? There you are. You're down there as well. Right, if I'm lucky, some of these guys might help me out a little bit with clearing out the scouts. Leventa, what do you do? One, you'd like me to... Why does everyone want me to train a galley? I'm blatantly not a galley training sort of a civilization. And neither are you. You're not even on the sea. Still, I'll take plus 2 faith in my capital. That'll do. Right, let's just start beating up these here scouts. I've got the advantage because I've actually taken the little military perk for that. So we can start knackering you a little bit. Though actually, that didn't go as well as I was hoping for. Yeah, it's time for you to start coming home to defend Niani. And let's get foreign trade underway as well, because, yeah, Mansa Musa, would you believe, gets bonus gold for trading for every tile that's a desert the trade route goes through. And, oh yeah, I think a trade route to either of these 2 people would be flipping spot on. Ooh, there's been a flood over here. Yay, this is what a flood looks like. So yeah, there's been recent flooding, but you may notice that the tiles are a little bit more on the fertile side as a result of that. So had there been any districts here, they might have ended up being a bit damaged, and possibly his city's damaged because of the flood. I'm not sure. Might have just been barbarians there. But these tiles are now a lot more productive. So if you do happen to lose a pop in a flood, then, you know what? Possibly the added fertility means you can just grow them back faster. So it all kind of works out fine in the end. In fact, we've got confirmation over there. So the Gambia River has indeed flooded. It killed 1 person, didn't damage any tiles, but 4 tiles gained fertility. Spot on. Oh dear. Yeah, scout number 1 knows where my city is, and I'm not sure where your home is. You came from somewhere over here. In fact, you might have been the guy that came from all the way over in this direction, so it might be quite a long journey home for you. Still, stay focused on the important stuff here. There's another little city-state, and... okay, progress towards masonry. That'll do. Would have preferred a builder or a settler. That would have been nice, but no matter. And I'm pretty sure, possibly the guy who's over here comes from down here. So that's fine. Let's just back off and leave that to Leventa. In fact, yeah, that's pretty close by to Leventa, so hopefully you'll go and take care of that for me. Alright, good news. The other scout's naffed off, doesn't know where I am yet because he doesn't have the red exclamation mark. So, no threat from these guys for the time being. Still, the ridiculous level of silver down here. Ooh, that needs some thought. Because, yeah, this city can extend 1, 2, 3 to here. Making me wonder if, yeah, potentially a seaside town over in this position, just to grab these 2, might be worth it just for the gold and the copper. That's a lot of money I'd be able to get. Now, that scout's naffed off north. The thing is, I could probably... ooh, could I actually beat it there? This is actually kind of... no, I won't be able to beat it back to its actual home territory. I may as well just hunker down here and just be ready for whatever shows up. Ah, that's probably a bad idea. You know, I'm going to try and beat it north. if it's actually going over here, and huge amounts of horsemen are going to come from this direction, we could be absolutely boned. But if, as I think he is, he's heading to this pass up here, we might be able to cut him off before he can make it home. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. I just got a free builder unit, and life is suddenly flipping good. Oh, that's so good. That is the best thing. I've got myself a free builder. Oh, yes. Oh, flipping yes. Right, so you, go down over here if you'd be so kind. We've got some building to do. Oh, that is just flipping marvellous. Thank you so much, lads. You see, if we now just slap down this mine right here, that is now worth 7 gold a turn. So, I'm still in the ridiculously early stage of the game, and I'm making plus 14. Plus 14.6 gold. Oh, Mansa Musa, I love you so much. Oh, and we've got ourselves a gentle eruption going on here. So people gazing skyward in concern. Yep, I'd be concerned too, because apparently Kilimanjaro is an active volcano. Is that true? I don't know if that's true. Maybe it was at some point in its history. Maybe it's just dormant in our era. So, yeah, we've got ourselves potentially a problem here, but potentially a good thing as well, because, oh, look at that. You see, volcanoes are the ultimate risk-reward thing, which is they might erupt and destroy your entire town. They might Pompeii you a bit, but the nearby soil can be absolutely sexy as well. I mean, just look at that. That's gorgeous. Now, the big moment here. Have I managed to? Oh, I have. I flipping have. I have caught you well out of position, you stupid bastard. Right. I get to have a chance to have a crack at that scout before he makes it back to his home. Spot on. And one more village as well. That is plus 20 to faith and a promotion available. Fine. Nice to have. Not as important as the builder, of course. Still, on the plus side, of course, I'm still playing with rise and fall rules as well, so I have avoided any risk of a dark age. In fact, we might even get golden if I get lucky. This has been a pretty good start. Right, he's now running back the other way. Why is he doing that? I'm not quite sure, but there is a village around here, so I'm just going to go and collect that and possibly figure out where the barbarian encampment actually is. And if I can lure him over the mountains, I might be able to catch him anyway. Oh, and by the way, mine number 2 goes down, so we're up to plus 18.8 gold a turn. And this is the point where we start thinking about just buying everything. Because a settler, yep, 320 right now, builder 215, scout 120. If I need a slinger, I can just buy it right the flip now. And the village up here, in fact, just gives me progress towards state workforce. Yeah, we've had a lot of tech boosts out of these little villagers. It'll do for the time being. Now just keep an eye on whether that scout's about to make a reappearance. Yeah, there he is. Can I get him this turn? Yes, yes I can. I can win a major victory against you. Not quite enough to kill you, unfortunately, but enough to significantly wear you down. We've also got a confirmed bandit camp way up here in interesting space. Yeah, we got some tundra stuff going on here. Silver, furs. Not terrible. Might be willing to consider expanding northwards in time. Ah, have we got confirmation that's where your camp is, by the way? It might be this camp right here. In which case, possibly a cad's already taken care of that. My map just hasn't updated, I'm not sure. Oh, and by the way, let's also just get a quarry down over here, because a quarry is not a mine, so I don't lose production from that. So, yeah, quarries very, very flipping useful for Mansa Musa, because that's going to be the only production 3 I've got for some time. But yeah, with that quarry there, the 6 gold here, the 7 gold here, and this lovely little wheat field for 3 food, that is a good combination of money and growth. Tragically, Akkad are dealing with this problem right now, meaning I won't have the chance to get the free gold for it. But that's okay. I think everything's now under control. We've got plenty of gold coming in. And in fact, there it goes. Would you mind just maybe not invading it? Nope, sadly they get the gold. Boo. Still, that is just in time for this area to be nice and safe for my settler. And next up, of course, Holy Site. 8 turns plus 6 faith from adjacent desert tiles. Very, very nice indeed. Get that underway. Spot on. Let's get a religion going. And a dust storm is also sweeping in right now, which could cause a little bit of damage. Got to be careful of that. And hang on, the gradient dust storm named Makane continues its movement and is now heading northeast. during this turn, there were 0 tiles damaged, 0 populations lost, 0 units killed. 9 tiles picked up some fertility, though, because it, like, blew the sand off them or something. I'm not sure. Right, if it's heading northeast, probably best we just, like, get out of its way by heading northwest for the time being. That'll hopefully blow itself out pretty soon. And here we go. My settler has made it over to fresh territory, and this here will do very, very nicely indeed. Found a city, and the city is Jen, apparently. Marvellous. I was kind of hoping for Timbuktu, to be honest. Like, that's the one everyone's heard of. Screw it, I'm renaming that Timbuktu. Now, we do have a slight problem with barbarians in the local area, but thankfully, yeah, a card is handling that for me very nicely. And, oh, blimey. Alright, there's more of them. They're not after me, though. I think they're actually coming for a card. So, I'm just going to actually defend my city with my warrior. Time to train up an army, I'd say. The barbarians are on the move. And this is where my giant pile of money starts being rather useful. I'm just going to buy a slinger. Because, why not? Let's just actually have a slinger here to help out. Why bother training it? It's very difficult for me to do a little bit of training. Marley's not built for the production thing. But money, we're very good at money. Ah, and foreign trade is done. Now, you know what? I'm going straight for it. +2 gold for every trade route. That works for me. And conveniently, yeah, my slinger is in just the right spot right now. We will win a major victory right there. So we'll just start hacking down some barbarians. And speaking of that whole trade business, yeah, I'm just going to buy a trader right now from a capital because I flipping can. So, you know what? Next turn, let's actually get a road set up between Niani and Timbuktu, just so I can actually move troops around a bit more easily if need be. And thankfully, a card is actually providing a good amount of distraction right here. They're trying to take over all of these bastards, and they can't quite pull it off. That works for me, so that means I can go and do some mopping up down the line. So you just finish off these bastards. Help yourself to a little bit of XP. Very, very good indeed. And my warriors are on the move. Oh, hang on. They might not have wanted to be quite that much on the move, actually. I didn't know there were slingers coming in as well. That's fine. If need be, we can fall back to Timbuktu. You, my good man. Oh, yeah, now this is what we want to do right here. But just look at this. +9 gold to Leventa or a CAD because of all of these here desert tiles. But just for now, I'll take Timbuktu, which is +2 gold for these 2 desert tiles, purely because I want the road. And yeah, having a crossing over the river and everything as well, that'd be good too. Yeah, unfortunately the slingers are going to do a bit of damage to me, not too much, and I should be able to finish them off without too much trouble there. Number of citizens goes up, very, very good indeed. And yeah, we can win a major victory right there at a very minor cost. Then we might want to consider falling back. Right, my slingers are on the move here, finishing off more flipping barbarians. Hopefully a card's actually training a bit more to help me out here. Still, gaining the XP. You need to fall back, however. Get back to your city and recharge, please. Oh, and a big pile of era score because I've got myself... Shut up, Sean Bean. I've got myself a holy site. So yeah, that should be pretty early on, all things considered. Hopefully, we should be okay for religion. One person's already built Stonehenge, so one religion is spoken for, but we should still be able to secure our own. Marley's pretty good at getting a religion locked down. Alright, I'm probably a bit late for hanging gardens, but let's see if I can get pyramids locked down at the bare minimum. I might be able to do that. I've got a good amount of desert space here, so plenty of civs just won't be able to build those. Oh, but here's a good one, though. I've run into my first economic city-state. And I love economic city-states because, you know, I love gold. So +4 gold in the capital automatically just for meeting them first. Flipping spot on. Oh, and we've got some flooding going on by a card once again. That river just seems very prone to flooding. And on this occasion, it was a moderate flood, so it's done some damage. Yep, 2 tiles damaged. You can see there, that was a farm and I assume... possibly another farm over here. Yeah, so that's basically been pillaged, so they're going to need to actually repair that. So, on the plus side, they get the bonus fertility, but it's not all good news, not by any stretch of the imagination. And if we're very lucky, my slightly refreshed warriors can just... Yep, they haven't fired back, and that means slingers taken care of. Spot on. And that's also boosted bronze working. Better and flipping better. Right. get my lads back over here if you'd be so kind. You probably need to rest up, friend. I'll say I've spawned in a very quiet little corner of the world here. I've just sent my scouts south to figure out what else is going on. I've just met Antioch, Hattusa, Jerusalem, and every single one of them seems to have never been met by anyone before. So, where's the rest of civilization? Are they just avoiding me because they're embarrassed by how wealthy I am? Oh, but this is very good news. A village I just found gave me a free governor title. Now, the governors sync up with Mansa Musa very, very nicely as well. In particular, the cardinal ultimately lets you buy, districts with faith, but the big one, Reina. She lets you actually buy city districts with gold, together with adjacency and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, you know what? We definitely flipping want her. So we're going to be putting you in my capital as soon as flipping possible, yes. And here we go with Reina specialization, Harbour Master, double adjacency bonuses from commercial hubs. Now that is going to be huge for me, because I've got a lovely spot just waiting for a commercial hub right flipping here. I've also been building a reasonable starting army up here, just for the sake of, you know, being ready to start doing a little bit of attacking. So you guys, just start fortifying if you can't do anything else. Start bringing you guys in. Yeah, we can start clearing out camps, spearmen, get the gold train running even faster. And that gold train, by the way, gonna start buying me even more builders around Timbuktu. Let's start getting some quarries, some lovely little areas around here for the wine. Yeah, let's get some wine flowing. And here's a big one too. I need to buy an appropriate spot here with a little bit of money. But Nani, no. Stop all of that business, please. Pyramids. This here is a nice spot for some pyramids. You get on with that, please. Meanwhile, one day my scout will find another civilization. Where are they all? I feel very lonely. Here we go. Now we can start clearing out some camps. Be flipping beautiful. Camp number 1 goes down. 45 gold for my trouble. Danger has been defeated, and we're almost at a golden age too. Well, I found the Great Barrier Reef. Still no sign of any other civilizations whatsoever. Oh, and actually, that's marvellous. Every natural wonder's +3. That's it. We got ourselves a golden age. Spot on. Alright, so one scout made it all the way down here before eventually being picked off by an unfortunately placed barbarian. So, I'm going to try another scout heading in this direction. There has to be someone in the world other than me. I can't be all alone. Oh, we've entered the classical era. But more importantly, the map is suddenly glowing gold. Oh, it's a golden era, and there are other civilizations out there somewhere, presumably just hiding in a corner from me. Ah, now this works for me. Monumentality. Builders get to move more, civilian units purchasable with faith, and settlers 30% cheaper to purchase with faith or gold. Yep, we'll be going for some of that actually. And in addition, I think there's a new barbarian camp over there that knows where we are. But that's fine. I've actually got myself some decent forces ready to go and take care of that. Oh, and Rainy keeps getting better and better. Tax collector, +2 gold for every citizen in the city. Spot on, just keep boosting her up here. Oh, and it is not kidding about cheap. I can now purchase a builder for 80 faith. Oh, that's very worth doing right there. Yeah, you know what? Let's get a new builder immediately in Nani. Ooh, where do I want to build another city? You know what? I think we need to come down here and consider building one right by the sea. Because apparently we need to actually go looking in boats to find another bloody civilization. There's also suddenly a worryingly large number of barbarians floating around nearby. We can stay on top of it for now because, yeah, horse archers, I can start picking them off. I'm a bit worried by slingers and whatnot. You guys just start heading north, please. You guys heal yourselves up for the time being. And now, thanks to the bonus tax take off Reina, yeah, +34 gold a turn. Love it. And as for founding a religion, yeah, one person's almost got it done, then someone else. Fine, I'm third in line for a great profit right now. I'd say we're doing pretty well at that. But if I wanted to, yeah, if it starts getting close to the wire, I can just straight up buy one. Though I'd rather get a brand new settler down. Beautiful. I'm gonna be honest, my favourite thing about all of Civilization 6 is just laying out roads. I flipping love just laying out roads. And I will gladly be taking bonus gold off desert tiles, and some bonus gold from other bonuses, and some faith from Leventa. Yep, screw it. Get that underway. Oh, that's gonna start looking good soon. Oh, and the barbarians are straight up attacking my city, and I think another flipping... You're about to die. Have we just lost another scout? Not yet. Oh, now we have. Okay, fine. That's another dead scout. Okay, we're gonna have to start sailing out there to find more civilizations. Gotcha. And here we flipping go. City number 3, having access to an oasis, some copper, and 2 bunches of silver I wouldn't be able to get my hands on otherwise, plus this lovely fertile volcanic soil. And there we flipping go. And apparently everyone just loves being right next to... Oh. Yeah, volcano. I'm sure that's not going to be a problem. And the other bonus, of course, this place is already generating +9 fooks of those lovely bonuses off desert right here. Very, very nice indeed. In fact, you know what? We're having ourselves a builder for faith right there. In fact, screw it. I've got the money. I'm just buying myself a new warrior because I'm a little bit worried about the number of barbarians floating around right now. I think I may have just accidentally settled next to a lake there. Yeah, I was kind of assuming that was the sea. But it's actually not, unfortunately. Alright, I'm deploying a builder overseas as that's the only unit I can embark right now. Alright, we're just going to sail over towards the giant octopus and see if we can find anyone who lives over there. Now, Wallata down here, we've now actually managed to, yeah, with that extra builder I purchased, get mines on every single one of these here silver veins, together with a giant pile of money, and the copper. Right now, we physically can't actually get people working all of this, but soon the gold income is going to flipping explode. I just remembered that little boats can't do ocean tiles. Right, so we may be completely cut off from the rest of the world until the medieval period, possibly. I'm not sure. Right, let's just see if I can find anything around here at all then. And let's get some lovely little classical republic going on here, my favourite of all. Though for the time being, yeah, we will need to actually keep that whole barbarian thing inside wildcard, just for the minute. Also, oh yes, more gold. Definitely want more flipping gold, and influence points, or... You know what, we've met a lot already, let's just go for that. That'll do for now. Oh, it's right there! I can literally see it, there's a single tile of ocean, and we can't cross it. That's probably where all the other bloody civilizations are living. I can see the shallow water, you bastards. Oh, but we've got something over here. Oh my goodness, I think we might have actually just found flipping land. Land of some description, potentially with people on it. And I've managed to secure the pyramids as well. Flippin' beautiful. I do like little animations. It's very, very nice indeed. Yay! The pyramids of Mali, which is, well, you know, fine, that's not a million miles off. And with the pyramids done, my first unique variant on the commercial hub, the Seguba, and that can go, yeah, +5 gold right here. +2 from adjacent river, +2 for adjacent holy site. That's something unique to Mali and the adjacent district of the actual city centre. Right flipping here. So +5 gold immediately. Spot on. Hey, guess what I found on the far side of the ocean? It's more flipping city-states. Where are the civs? Please, for the love of God, just give me another civ. Hang on. By any chance, do you, like, have any other... Ooh! Influenced by 2 civilizations! Yes! That means there's other civilizations somewhere on this cocking map! Ooh, it's Hungary! I've run into Hungary! Hello, Matthias of Hungary! You're the defender of the faithful. I'm going to be the faithful very soon, though it's odd you'd say that because literally no one's invented religion yet. And there it is, his capital down flipping there. Oh, this is marvellous. This is flipping marvellous. We've actually got a friend, and he's actually got a relationship with some people. We just don't quite know who. I'm going to send a delegation to his city to make sure he likes me. And he's got a Raven banner, levies troops from city-states like civilization that also use city-state levies, dislikes those that shun such mercenaries. Okay, well I've got enough money to do that, so that's fine. So let's see if he's potentially interested in buying some... Ooh! I tell you what, 1 silver for 30 turns. I've got plenty of flipping silver. Yep, I'm willing to accept that deal. I consider that very, very good indeed. Okay, he's also... That's a very odd expression he had there for a second. Is he flirting with me? He might be flirting with me. I'm mildly concerned that we suddenly do seem to be, slightly swimming in horsemen, who I assume have come from this stupid camp up north we should probably go and deal with, therefore. Bloody hell. Also, someone's going around murdering city-states. Now, I'm pretty sure Genghis Khan was in this game, so I don't want to point fingers, but if someone's going to be doing that... and using all of this lovely money and all this new technology, spearmen. Let's get some spearmen out on the field, please. Alright, few turns later, and yeah, my commercial district is now done, which is beautiful, because we're now up to plus 76 gold a turn. But hang on. No. I think we can do better than that, because yeah, the nice thing about Mali is they can use faith to build anything inside that district. So let's just get ourselves a market immediately, why not? More trade routes, more everything, more wine, more gold! Now, as for laying down my new city, you may notice a couple of new symbols here. Yeah, I should probably not lay down my city here, because in the event that in the future we all start burning too much fossil fuel or, you know, whatever, as a result of that, yeah, land that is low-lying, so marshland right by the sea, that's going to be the first land that the sea reclaims. So let's not actually settle there. However, what would be the right place to be? I mean, right here would probably be... that would probably be fine enough. That would give me this stone over here. I've got access to the sea, which is what I want. There's not much around here, to be honest. No, maybe I want to be more like over here. Then I've got this nice forest. I'm going to be honest, I mainly just want somewhere where I can build a harbour, just so I can actually feel like I'm having some form of interaction with the rest of the world. Okay, but if I build right here, I've got access to, there's some iron, and I can still build the harbour. I can just buy the tiles I need, it's going to be fine. And there's Karina. Spot on. Ooh, I found Canada! Yay! I love Canada. Canada's great. Oh, marvellous. Hello, Canada. It's an honour to meet you. We should exchange information about ourselves. You're a lovely warm pink colour. And apparently you're... there's Ottawa. I've found Ottawa. Wait. Is Ottawa the capital of Canada? I always thought that was Toronto, but maybe I'm wrong. Ooh, I've accidentally fallen a bit behind on the old religion front, and I didn't really mean to. Yeah, there's actually only one religion left right now. Uh-oh. Right. I better be the person that goes and grabs that in that case. Oh, but I'm well behind a lot of other people. In fact, actually, I think a couple of people have... Have you passed on religion? I don't know. Oops. Alright, my mistake. Sorry, I should have been keeping a closer eye on that. In fact, I had a chance to just buy it earlier. I should have just bought it the moment I had the chance to with faith. Alright, closing in on that camp up the north that I suspect is causing me so much bloody trouble. And by the way, you can just come over here to make room for you. Because you have... I didn't realise that was a hill. Alright, that's fine, 100% okay. But here's the big thing. What I want over here in Karina is to buy this tile, because screw it, I have all the money in the world. And to get down my first iron mine, which is beautiful. So obviously that gives me tons of bonus gold and not as much production as you'd expect, because I'm almost up to plus 100 gold already. I flipping love it. So... strategic resources have changed, which is very, very nice indeed. Which is, it used to just be, hey, you've got an iron mine, you now own 1 iron. You can now build and repair anything that requires iron for the rest of time without question because you have access to iron. Now, strategic resources work more like they do in, say, Stellaris, where actually you are gathering a certain amount of strategic resource per turn as a result of having access to it. And by buying stuff that use that strategic resource, you actually burn through it. So even if you've actually got access to iron, you still might need to buy more, which I think is probably a very, very good thing indeed, because it means there's much more incentive to actually trade with other civilizations. So it should make the trading game a lot more interesting, and the trading civs a lot more powerful. So Poundmaker is probably looking pretty damn good right now. Oh, and we've run into the magnificent Robert the Bruce. Hello! Where are you? Because I wasn't expecting to actually run into anyone new around here. So... hang on, how did you just find me? Where are you? Oh, he's down over there! Bloody hell, my scout literally almost made it to him. We were so damn close. So let's take this lovely warrior right here. If I want to convert him into a swordsman now, then that actually requires both 80 gold and 20 iron. I'm gaining iron right now because I've got myself an iron mine at a rate of 2 per turn because I've got 1 mine. So if I went and got this other iron, that would be up to +4. So there is now a big incentive to have duplicates of a strategic resource rather than just to trade away. And equally, if you're in a war with someone and you have a mutual trade partner who has a bunch of, say, iron horses or whatever, it might be in your interest to try and buy it up even if you don't need it, so your opponent can't. Also, we've got a snowstorm up here that's a little bit on the concerning side, so probably best we just naff off out of there. Yes, indeed, so deserts can produce sandstorms, tundra tiles can produce snowstorms, and I believe there's like tornadoes on the plains. So, wherever you are, there are special, unique, different types of storm that show up. And here we go. So Canada wants to buy 20 horses off me, probably meaning he wants to build some cavalry units for some reason. And he also wants 1 silver, and he's willing to give me 5 gold for 30 turns, but he's also willing to give me diplomatic favour. But you know what? I don't think we're going to be doing that, actually. I think we need to refuse that deal. Oh, no, I feel bad, because Canada's sad. But I'm sorry, that was not enough for some silver. You know what? I'm not missing my flipping chance. I can spend 500 gold right now to get the last great profit. I'm flipping doing it just for safety. And here we go. We get ourselves a religion. We just grabbed the last one there. Spot on. And of course, everyone's worshipping the one true Lord. It's Tabby. Be flipping beautiful. I'm a bit late on my religious beliefs though. I think the good religious beliefs might already have been stolen. Alright, shrines and temples producing culture. That's not too bad, I suppose. Now the question is, do I want church property plus 2 gold for every city following the religion, or tithe 1 gold for every 4 followers? Okay, so basically to make that stack up, I would need to have... yeah, if I had over 8 followers in a single city, then it's going to make sense for tithing. And we will ultimately have more than 8, so I'll go for tithing, yes. So basically everyone comes to my church in the middle of a desert, we sing a nice song, and then everyone gives me money. Spot flipping on. And Robert the Bruce wants the horses as well. Everyone wants the flipping horses. No. I think at that point, well, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to give me some flipping iron. If you want my horses, I will gladly trade it for iron. Alright, you willing to... oh, okay. This is a bit more reasonable. So they want... oh, wow. Sorry, you want 23 gold. Sorry, you're thinking iron's worth a bit more than it's worth there, right? My horses are worth just as much. Now, you may be wondering, John, where are you getting horses from? I'm not quite 100% sure, to be honest. Like, the game at one point did say that I had something over... oh, blimey. What are you guys doing here? Naff off out of my holy district. That's my holy district. Yeah, the game was saying I'm getting horses from an improvement in this part of the world. I'm not quite sure which one, but apparently there are some horses somewhere. We might just be getting confused and riding those deer. I'm not quite sure about that. And there's another very valuable little commercial district there, getting benefits from being next to the Holy District, benefits from the river, plus 5 gold immediately, up to 112 a turn. Oh, and I like my new unit of swordsmen, by the way. Yeah, they're doing the job, a single unit of swordsmen, and all of a sudden barbarians don't stand a flipping chance. We can finally clear these bastards out once and for all. And here's the big one, Reyna. I can now actually just move her wherever I need her, and I can purchase districts with gold. How much does that cost, by the way? I'm not sure how much that's going to be. It's probably going to be quite expensive, isn't it? And actually, that's very reasonable. Because bear in mind, if I wanted to actually say produce... yeah, if I wanted to produce a harbour, that would be... wait, how would I produce a... okay, I probably can't produce a harbour there. But if I wanted to produce a harbour, that would take me about 12 turns with my current level of production. Or I could buy it for about 600 gold. Which, for me, is about 5 to 6 turns worth. So... it's definitely worth just saving up the gold and doing that. So, for Mali, that's a great deal. Yeah, it's all about Reyna and all about just slowly getting the infrastructure in place. That means you can just buy more and more with gold and faith. And, oh, it's just flipping beautiful. And I think for the first time since the very beginning of the game, we have completely cleared out all barbarians. More will spawn in, sure, but yep, this little continent that I've just apparently got to myself is completely clear of any bastards who don't work for me. Spot on. In fact, this works just flipping perfectly. So right now, over at Karana, I would actually like to get myself, yeah, a beautiful harbour built. I've already built a bit of it, but let's just speed that up a little bit here. So I just noticed a second ago, Canada have actually sent over a missionary to my territory, which is completely unacceptable because Tabbyism is the one true religion. So this here is what diplomatic favour's for. So if we want to ask him for a promise, we need this special unique diplomatic favour mechanic. So I can tell him to promise not to convert my cities, but I need 30 diplomatic favour for that. Right now I am at 14, gaining 1 from my government and 1 from being the suzerain of one of the actual territories. I think that's... who is that? Is that Antioch? I think that might be Antioch. So yeah, I'm gaining +2 right there. Though weirdly, diplomatic favour doesn't necessarily seem to specifically mean like a promise to one person. It's more just the vague sense that everyone thinks you're a stand-up sort of person that can be trusted. So you can earn diplomatic favour from one person, but then immediately, like, trade it away against someone else. It's not unique to the person you're actually getting the favour from or to. In the same way, I suppose that, yeah, in the old system, if you were a warmonger, everyone thought you were a warmonger. So, for example, Canada would totally sell me 5 diplomatic favour for 2 gold and then another 2 for 30 turns. So go on then, we'll have that, and now as a result of that, I've got myself a tiny amount more diplomatic favour, spot on. And if I wanted to force Scotland to not settle too near to my cities, or not convert my cities, or not dig up my artefacts, if I want to keep his archaeologists out for some slightly confusing reason, despite the fact that no one knows what an archaeologist actually is at this point in the game, and like what we'd be digging up, it's what we're doing right now, we are the flipping past. But yeah, if I wanted to, I could just like somehow acquire diplomatic favour from someone in order to sell it to someone else. So yeah, it's a slightly weird currency, because it's being constantly generated by everyone, but it just gets traded around. So yeah, the amount of total diplomatic favour in the world is just slowly going up until it's spent being converted into promises or votes in the World Congress. Slightly odd little thing. It's going to take me a little time to get my head around that. Ah, rather unfortunately, yeah, you don't get a discount buying a district if it's already been mostly built by the looks of it, so I cannot just finish off the harbour by bringing in Raina. I can, however, buy an extremely flipping cheap commercial district, so yeah, sure, that I'll do. And follow that straight up by just purchasing a market, which gets me the extra trader capacity I want, which is flipping spot on. And then all my traders can just make a flipping ton of money as well. And in general, it just becomes a beautiful spiral of gold. Also, apparently I've got the right to buy a great merchant, which is kind of accidental, but I think I'm literally the only person. Yeah, just because Mali can just get down those commercial districts and those markets so quickly, I think I'm pretty much the only person gathering any significant number of great merchant points right now, which is nice. And here's fun. It's Crassus, another person who has a claim to be the richest person who ever lived. So that's nice, except weirdly, yeah, this guy just basically gains 60 gold. And I'm getting 87 a turn. Fine, confirmed, Mansa Musa is 100% richer than Crassus was. We've now just proved it. And we finally run into Coupe. I'm pretty sure he's to the south of Scotland, because him and Scotland have been chatting a lot. And as for Crassus, yeah, get 60 gold and just grab a free tile. There we flipping go. And ooh, you've got more charges. Fine. Okay, that's a bit better than I thought it was. That's marvellous, in fact. So yeah, just help myself to a bit more farming over here. Am I allowed to steal tiles from other empires with you? I don't know. No, the game is not saying this is legitimate, so tragically I cannot. Also, apparently Wallata has access to wine, which I feel like we've just completely stolen off Laventa, but whatever, apparently it's ours now. Also, something I should not forget to do, slap down more markets. More markets everywhere. Every market is more trade routes. Every trade route for me is plus 10 gold a turn. Just because any route I'm sending south is going through all these bonus desert tiles, picking up 1 gold every go. In fact, you know what? If I buy a trader for 200, it's going to pay for itself inside 20 turns, and there's plenty of troops around here, so I'm not worried about the risk from barbarians at all. This is just all paying for itself. It's beautiful. Now, Hungary wants more horses. You know what? I've got no opposition to that, especially as they also want to trade silver for cocoa. But it's going to take more money than that to persuade me that this is worth doing. No, that's not worth it. That's not flipping worth it. If you're willing to toss in some diamonds... no, not willing to actually sell the diamonds under any circumstances. Which is odd, because you literally have spares. Alright, sorry my friend, we're not doing it. Also, with this much money, we can save so much time on small towns. So, yeah, screw it. Buy a granary, and then just go straight over to buying a monument. Why would I bother waiting for any of that stuff? Money is just flipping flying in right now. Buy another trader, because next turn, that harbour is done. Oh, here we go. We can make this happen. We can actually flipping make this happen. I've got my harbour ready. I've got my trader ready. Karina is ready to start trading with... oh, it could trade with so many different people. It could trade with... can it trade with... it could trade all the way over to Ottawa, which would actually be worth, yep, 13 gold, bit of science, bit of faith, tiny bit of Catholicism, but that's fine. We can make sure we offset that. Yep, we're doing it. We are trading with Canada right now. Boom. Over the sea, trade with Canada, flipping lovely. Money up to 156 a turn. Oh, this is just flipping magnificent. Right, does anyone not have a commercial district yet? Wallata doesn't, but it's going to be 15 turns till that bloody holy site's done. So, congratulations. Raina, you're moving over. And that is one beautiful cheap missionary over in Niani as well. Let's just make sure Karina stays tabby. We got a mild sandstorm over by Timbuktu. Nothing major. It's just boosting... yeah, a couple of fertility gains. Nothing dramatic there. Ah, now here's interesting. So Canada's willing to basically just toss me some diplomatic goodwill if I just gift them some iron. You know what, Canada? You made a funny face at me earlier and I felt sad about it. You can have the iron, which now gives me more diplomatic favour, a special currency for buying votes. Beautiful. But let's say I'd actually refuse to do that. I'm actually slowly gaining enough iron over time to convert all of my warriors... hang on, where are my warriors? There's one over here. Yeah, convert you for 20 iron and 80 gold into a swordsman. If I were to just deny Canada iron, then they are still very much dependent on archers and warriors. I could just basically use all of my iron to put together swordsmen and invade and destroy them. And yeah, even if they're able to get hold of one iron over here or one iron over here, they still need time to collect it. He just basically asked me when he asked for 20 iron, for enough iron to do one upgrade, but that's the same amount of iron as it would take me 10 turns to collect off a single mine. So yeah, it's much more interesting, the strategic resource trading these days. I do prefer it. Alright, I'm not sure I'm keen on all of these Canadian missionaries sniffing around Tabby territory. So, Canada's perfectly happy to be a friend. That's very, very good indeed. Declared friend, no grievances. Right, we need to come up with a religious agreement, me and Canada, to make sure they don't do anything stupid, like try and lead people away from the true light of Tabby. But, better news, reign is established. Good! Good, 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 good. Because that means, can we just afford this? Yep, for 300... wait, why is this... the prices are very weird. I'm not sure what dictates the prices of these districts. Still, we can get this down. Right flipping now. So yes, we've been building a flipping holy site for ages. But no, this just magically appears. And do we have enough faith to just actually slap down? No, we need to save up a couple more turns of faith where we can have yet another market. But then we'll be up to 6 out of 6 traders. Each of those traders representing up to 15 gold each on top of mines worth 7, 7, 6. Oh, I flippin' love Mali. I think it might be my new favourite civ. I was really enjoying Scotland in Rise and Fall, but Mali might be my new favourite of all time. I just love this gold play. It's beautiful. And Monumentality's flipping great as well. Screw it. Get more flipping cities down. Get a city down right there. Oh, I'm not sure I can pronounce that, but whatever. And build pastures and get more iron down. Yeah, more iron. There's more silver up here. Flipping love it. Oh, everything's wonderful. Everything's flipping wonderful. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I think you get the point. This here is Civilization 6 Gathering Storm. I've been able to show you some of it. Obviously, there's bits that only come in the future when you get further down the line. So, we haven't been able to get to the World Congress today. And yeah, probably one of the more interesting things is strategic resources are much better now. They're even more interesting in the future. Because at this exact moment in time, yeah, you're just spending a certain amount that you're slowly gathering on upgrading or building troops for the first time. But once you get into coal and oil and uranium, simply having a unit out on the field burns it. So you need to have a certain amount of oil incoming on an ongoing basis to keep a modern army on the move. And that's fascinating. That's really, really interesting. Then, all of a sudden, the pillaging and the trade and all the rest of it, that becomes very, very interesting indeed. As does the fact, of course, that as everyone starts using coal and oil and all the rest of it, we start getting into problems of climate change from CO2 levels. And right now there's no CO2, which is odd because we're definitely using fire, so there should be like a little bit, but maybe it's just like not that much at this exact moment in time. You can check where the CO2 is actually coming from and events in the climate and all of world history. And yeah, as time goes on, you go through different phases. So right now we've actually got ourselves some form of major drought occurring. Interesting. So food is actually a little bit lower than it might do. Sea level will rise and potentially tiles on the coast will be flooded or potentially even swallowed entirely. Polar ice might melt. I'm not sure what that means. Possibly that's just a function of sea level. It just lets you know how bad the sea level situation is getting. And if climate change gets out of control, extreme weather starts kicking up and fascinating stuff. And of course that feeds into the World Congress, where you might try and start passing laws in order to outlaw coal or oil. But say, what if you're the only person who's got the technology to actually do solar and hydroelectric and whatever? Potentially, if you tell another civilization it's now against the law to use coal and oil and that's all they physically can use because they've fallen behind in terms of tech, then that could be a very effective form of economic warfare, sabotaging them through the World Congress. There's a lot I like here. There's an awful lot I like. But you know what? I should probably go away and play a bit more of this myself first just to get to grips with it. We may well see this again. I can't live stream it just yet because this is still just a preview. The game's not out yet. But when the time comes, we may well see live streams of this, ladies and gentlemen, because I really flippin' like Civ 6, and I'm really loving what Gathering Storm has added into it. So, we may well see this again. I don't know, we shall see. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nut, and this has been Civilization 6 Gathering Storm. Thank you very much, and goodbye. I really hope we've agreed open borders with Japan, by the way. Otherwise, they have basically just invaded. I may have picked the wrong fight over... Yep. And my cities, of course, have got even more flipping high-tech. They're mysteriously still completely dependent on, an aqueduct. Now, I'm not saying your entire army is mostly already dead, but it kind of actually is.